take a bath, okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, we're back with the dulls. Pokedoku Master Level Puzzle from Matt Budd. I only see one type here, which is scaring me. But I know a little bit about a little bit, okay? Can learn Earthquake, no evolutionary line. Groudon. He does not evolve or evolve from anything. No evolutionary line, monotype. It's easy. No evolutionary line, dual type. Don't use Moltres, man, because Moltres can be a legendary dual type. No evolutionary line, dual type. Who is Steelix? Just Steel, maybe. Or maybe he evolves from fucking, I don't know. No evolutionary line, monotype, Steelix? All right, so Steelix has some evolution. Wait, Onyx evolves into Steelix? I thought they were two distinct phenotypes, man. If you ask me, I'm not wrong, I'm just late. Usually I'm early, but this time I'm late. Onyx had no evolutionary line. If you ask me in the year 1999, no evolutionary line, I'd be like, Onyx, that's my boy right there. Dual type, no evolutionary line. Psyduck. He evolves into Golduck. That one's on me. Okay, call off the dogs. That one's on me. He evolves into Golduck. Ice dual type. Golduck. Must be water psychic. He must be water psychic. My mistake. Ice dual type. Sneasel. The Sneasler. Ice can learn Earthquake. That's a tricky one for me. I got to think about that. Perhaps Obama Snow can learn Earthquake Legendary. Would have been a good time to have Groudon, but then you're going to be like, oh, he's not legendary. He's mythical, or fucking vice versa. What do I know? How about Reggie Rock? That makes perfect sense to me. And then, this is actually doable, man. I threw 4 guesses away, but otherwise these are doable. Ice Monotype, that's a gimme, man. Ninetales Alola. Close this. I'm playing for my honor right now, okay? I'm not worried about score. Legendary dual type. Moltres. No evolutionary line, dual type. Jinx. No evolutionary line. Lynx has an evolutionary line now. Forgot about Smoochum. Legendary monotype. Mew. Mewtwo. Easy. Ice monotype. Dugong. Ice monotype. Ice. Cool. Cold. Freeze. Froze. Ice monotype. Crystal. Fridge. Isn't there one that's just a fridge? Rotom Frost! No, man, come on. The fridge is in a monotype ice? How is that possible? Oh, it has to be electric. I'm so pissed off that makes sense to me. You gotta plug that son of a bitch in. You're right. You need electricity and ice. You can't have one without the other. Monotype, no evolutionary line. I mean, that's a gimme, man. That is a gimme. You ever hear of a Scooter-type Farfetch'd? I don't think that one's gonna work anymore. They've recently changed. It's the new math of Pokemon. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. How about monotype, no evolutionary line. Kangaskhan. No. Oh, but didn't they make a tiny Kangaskhan? Or is it like one of the regional variants is like the baby instead of the mommy? That's mega. Okay. Okay. No evolutionary line dual type. Aerodactyl. I should have gotten that one very early. That's a go-to for us because rock flying is like a common trap. Ice. Ice is tough, man. Ice is tough. Imagine you're flying. How about bear tick? Probably a normal ice. Oh! We got there eventually, but all right. There was like it was a salty run back, but at least we managed to fill out the grid, which proves we can do it. There's lots of grids that we just can't fill out. Something happened to my browser, man. Maybe my browser got updated because every website I go to is giving me like a tutorial on how to play the game. Like I know how to play Framed, man. This shit, The Incredibles. It's Monsters Inc., maybe? It's something like that. Wow, see? I'm cracked. What can I say? Pardon me, did you clear cookies? I didn't clear cookies, but I think it's possible that I go to websites and then they say, hey, would you like to accept all cookies? And then I say more information and I scroll down to the reject all button. And possibly I was the first person to ever do that and maybe my cookies just got cleared normally. I don't know. It's Monsters, Inc. I didn't clear my cookies unless someone cleared it for me or I had like a Windows update or something. I don't know. Welcome to Daily Dozen from Barstool's The Dozen. Because same thing like when I opened Chrome this morning, it was like, hey, we've updated your extensions. And I was like, why? Actually, that explains why yesterday I went to edit or like highlight a Twitch video and it was like in light mode. And I was like, what the fuck? Light mode? I haven't seen this website in light mode since like, I don't even know. I had to figure out where the dark mode toggle was. After losing the Eagles' starting QB job to Michael Vick, Kevin Kolb got traded to this NFC team, the Rams. After 3 years out of the league due to injury, Greg Oden played 23 regular season games for the team, which is known as the team by the name of the Atlanta Hawks. Okay. Trailblazers, come on, buddy. That's not an Eastern team. He was drafted by the Trailblazers, #1, ahead of Kevin Durant, #2, who went to the Sonics. Rest in peace. But there's no way he's coming back from injury and still playing for the fucking Trailblazers. They cut their losses at that point. The Yankees have had a home run derby. The 3 Yankees have won a home run derby since 2000. Aaron Judge, Robinson Cano, and this player in 2002, Jason Giambi. Ah! Easy, man. And he did it clean, too. A candidate for the 2020 Democratic nomination, Pete Buttigieg, was the mayor of a city located wasn't it Illinois? Nope. Indiana. Oh, the little brother. No offense to the Hoosiers. Oh. It's Tom Hiddleston and John Mayer. Took me a second to get that one. Introduced by Mott's in 1968, this brand of drinks is a tomato cocktail drink from concentrate. Mott's blue cans or blue bottles with blue wrappers. Like this, that's Clamato, man. They have Clamato in the US? I honestly thought it was a Canadian thing only. I know they drink tomato juice in America. I didn't know they drink Clamato. I thought it was uniquely Canadian. It comes from Canada, but it exists here. Interesting. It's huge in Mexico. I mean, I don't fuck with Clamato. People do drink a lot of Caesars here, though. Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu were Sherlock Holmes and Watson on this show, which was called Holmes, which was called What's Elementary. That sounds right to me. Elementary. A critical failure and box office flop, starring Jamie Kennedy. That would be Son of the Mask. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. Oh, it's the hardest question of all time. That's Wonderwall by Oasis. We got the staircase today. As an Australian representative, we wish to ask you what the fuck is wrong with Clamato. I don't fuck with it, man. Don't talk to me about Clamato. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything to say. I don't fuck with V8 either. V8 splashed a little bit when I was a kid because I thought that it was a way to like be healthy until I looked at the nutritional label and realized that it's basically just fruit juice with like a little celery salt in it. But like tomato juice, I'll eat salads, man. I love a salad. I don't fuck with the vegetable juice for the most part. I'm not a big Bloody Mary guy. I feel blessed by that because like I think when I started drinking, Bloody Mary was like tomato juice, vodka, and maybe like a little salt on the rim. And then over the intervening, like, I don't know, 17 years, they started putting like a BLT on the toothpick that they shove into the thing, like 17 pickles and like 4 onion rings. And then like a little cocktail glass on the toothpick that has a margarita in it, that has a beer bottle pouring into the margarita. Like, it's just too much, man. It's like a $35 cocktail, and it's like, you need special glassware for it. Like, it's just too crazy. If you had the chicken Caesar at Davies, at Scores on Davy that has a whole roast chicken on it. I have it. I've never been to Scores on Davy, although I hear it happens all the time, and I'm happy for them. I'm not a Bloody Mary guy. At brunch, I'd probably just get like a Coke Zero or something like that, but I could have like a morning stout. That doesn't bother me. And maybe like once a year, I could get down with like a mimosa, but I'm not fucking around with the Bloody Marys and the Caesars, honestly. Get another Marg Tower, go visit the Bubblegum Museum. You got me. You know how it's like. Connections. Let me think about this. Places in a school. Sometimes it's so easy, you just got to do it. Carrier pigeon. Carrier golden. Obviously, there's colors, but I feel like that's too easy. Same thing like even odd. Silly odd. I think that's a trap too. Peace sign. Peace sign. Peace prize. Peace arch. Peace pipe. Golden compass. Hand soap. Dark chocolate. Milk chocolate. Milk. Gray. Mother's milk. Pigeon milk. Wait. I'm thinking of something. Because this game does give you mental illness. What if it's the first 3 letters of the word are an animal? Pig. Moth. sold. Eve. Close. P. So now we need is ka and toa then. Red rum. Mother goose. Mother goose, golden goose, gray goose, silly goose. Comes in front of gooses. Hey, that's purple. Okay. Soap. Red chocolate bar. Bar of soap. Things that come in bar form. Black bars when you're watching a movie in 4:3 on your 16:9 TV and you've disabled pan and zoom. And odd bars. Me in Madverse City. Red. Pigeon. Things that fly. Peace. Odd. Double letters. Odd. I mean, I got two of the harder ones. The easy ones aren't coming together today. Chocolate sauce. Red sauce. Soap. Hand soap. Body soap. Soap on a rope. Soap. Bubbles, things that bubble. Peace. It's like a homophone. Red, peace. Not really. Okay. Peace sign. Peace march. Things you fucking would do with your hands. Soap your hands. Peace. Make a peace sign with your hands, and the other one's hailing a taxi cab. I don't even have like a sniff of where I'm going here, and I just see chat in my peripheral vision. It's even got ats. You're giving me performance anxiety, man. Even. But keep typing, because if everybody stops typing, I'm going to assume that the stream went down. Even flow. Odd flow. Red flow. It happens. Peace flow. Peace treaty. Chocolate starfish. Chocolate bar. Bar of soap. Bar of chocolate. Black bars on your TV. Red bars on, I don't know. Not even one away. Pigeon. Things you see in a city. Things that you feed bread to. Pigeon. It could be a stool pigeon. You could be a carrier pigeon. You could send a message on a pigeon. Pig, eon. Eon. Odd. Soap. I mean, we got to move on. Late? Eon? Late? I have lost my mind. Lack? That's a guarantee. One away. Still one away. I just have no idea, man. Roulette bets associated with Dove. Dove. Associated with Dove. And roulette bets, sure. Dove, yeah, I could see it. Roulette is gettable, and then Dove by default, I would see. It's crazy to get the purple and still lose. How is a pigeon a dove? Listen, I don't make the crosswords, okay? Or the connections. You got to take that up with Jon Stewart or whatever. Bad thing to drop while riding a chairlift. Ski. Batman's arch enemy. Joker. Cartoon character might grab onto if they're swallowed whole. I wish. Big name in PCs. For your eyes only. Alas, poor Yorick. That's a skull. Grace Kelly. Saving plan. Roth IRA. Olympic sport from Japan. Judo. Place for roasting. Oven. Dell? Big name in PCs? Yeah, in fucking 1997, maybe. That's crazy, man. They're still pretty big? Relative to what? Because not relative to how big they used to be. Corporate? All right, well, out here in the real world, in the public sector of living a life, we're thinking of 4-letter computer brands. Acer, Asus, maybe Dell comes in number 3, okay? Maybe. Dell owns Alienware. Okay, and fucking Dairy Queen owns Orange Julius. You don't hear too many motherfuckers talking about them these days. Lots of people are fucking, they own shit that is also going out of business. Even though I respect my local Dairy Queen, no disrespect. I will say, Dairy Queen, when they invented the Blizzard, they must have been like, holy shit, this is our lifeline. Because before that, they were really just selling vanilla ice cream, huh? Like, if you ever get something that's not a Blizzard, which I've been doing because I looked up how bad a Blizzard is for you and was like, I can't be feeding this stuff to my kid, even if we're splitting them. So instead, we'll go to Dairy Queen and we'll split like a small strawberry sundae or something like that. And I'm like, they were in business for 35 years just being like, yeah, we have vanilla ice cream. That's crazy, man. That's out of control. They don't even go like, hey, what ice cream would you like? That's all they got, man. All they got is vanilla. It's not bad necessarily. I'm just surprised. I never really thought about it before because from like age 12 onwards, I was like, I'll just get a Blizzard. How bad is a Blizzard? The smallest size of Blizzard is probably like 200 milliliters and it's like 490 calories. The smallest size of sundae is probably like 300 milliliters and it's like 290 calories. So Blizzard is like 4x bad for you. That's not that bad. None of you motherfuckers are going there saying, give me a mini Blizzard, okay? I know how it is. When you turn like 14 as a boy, you become a medium. And then maybe when you have your first kid, you're like, you know what? I deserve a large. The larges, we're getting into the 4 digits, okay? The mediums are also pretty bad. I was eating a chicken strip basket as a kid after baseball practice, which is already like almost 1,000 calories, I think, especially with the gravy. And then I was like, time for dessert. How about a medium mint Oreo chocolate chip Blizzard? It was like a 2,000 calorie snack. How did I not have diarrhea like 24/7, man? It's crazy. It's also insanely overpriced. Yeah, we don't do that here. Because we were only doing it every once in a while. Bro, I had baseball practice like 2x a week from June till September. That's not good. Breaded panko shrimp, bakeable. 2.5 pounds of panko shrimp, 40 to 50 shrimp per box. $19.99. That would be a bargain, but it's Costco. Wow, it's even cheaper. Oh my God. How about $18.49? $18.99. We were off by $1. That is cheap, man. It's like 40 cents a shrimp. You do not find those prices at restaurants, obviously. Costco's so cheap, it's insane. Now you're getting it. Thanks for defending me on Twitter. Hey, listen, nobody messes with my VIP, okay? That's why I don't give out VIP just willy-nilly. I will also say, Brian Rampage, the person who called you out, they're basically a Twitter VIP. I don't think they have VIP in this chat, but they're a known quantity. I see all their tweets about Indiana-related basketball stuff, especially when the college season is going on. So you guys you're both. I just don't want to. There's no reason to pit you against one another. Okay, it's like the Ja Rule 50-cent beef. It's like you could both. Your talents combined are way better than your talents apart. Stand back, kitten. Daddy's got this one. I like the single question mark. Lots of people typing in one single question mark is like the perfect ratio for that. Lots of one single question marks. No, it doesn't even affect me. Papua New Guinea. It was like a record scratch. All right. Is far away. How about San Marino? Still pretty far away. Lesotho? What? Canada. Canada's warmer. You don't hear that too much. Haiti. Even warmer still. Suriname. Cooler. Okay. El Salvador. That's the closest. Costa Rica. That's cooler. Mexico? Is it just the United States of America? No, because Canada would be adjacent. So it's got to be Nicaragua, which is adjacent to Mexico. That's cool. Oh, it's got to be Guatemala, which is adjacent to Mexico. Oh, no. Honduras. Belize. The mystery country is Belize. 13 guesses. See what happened to my cookies, man? All my stats are gone. Is it possible the Chrome update just like... Oh, maybe I'm logged out of Chrome? No, I'm logged the frick into Chrome, man. That's just annoying. I have to fucking log into everything again. Oh, brother. My Bandle streak! My Bandle streak! I was like on a 200 Bandle streak, man! Contact support. I don't know. That looks like Tunisia to me. That looks like Guyana. Venezuela. What? Fake Panama? El Salvador? I was hoping we get like a little north arrow or something here. South of El Salvador. Costa Rica? It is Costa Rica, okay. Hey, JT Chom, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. I should have known. You could tell that the Costa was Rica. Just look at the Costa. It looks a little bit like Tunisia, right? Like, just placate me a little bit on that one. Box office game. I know, don't give me tutorials about box office game, man. June 27th, 2003. It's the summer of 9th grade. Spider-Man came out the year before. Sony Pictures had a banger starring Cameron Diaz from 2003. That's got to be Charlie's Angels 2. That's got to be Full Throttle. Oh! Yes! Charlie's Angels 1 had Independent Woman Part 1 from Destiny's Child, and by 2003, they were kind of on the rocks a little bit. Okay. 70% drop week 2, so this was probably a hated film starring yes, okay, this is Ang Lee's The Hulk, which has come around a little bit in the modern era because at least it's like a superhero movie with soul, but is like, I still think it's pretty bad, but... Week 5 for a Disney picture in 2003 that is presumably animated. Probably this would have to be Finding Nemo, if I had to guess. Fox Searchlight, their indie brand with a $10 million opening starring Cillian Murphy. Pre-Sunshine for sure. Horror, thriller, science fiction. Pre-Red Eye. I got to think about that one for a second. It's not Sunshine. Sunshine's 2007 for sure. I'm stupid. It's 28 Days Later. Because literally in my head, I was like, maybe I'll click on the director. And then I was like, what's it going to give me? Danny Boyle? And I was like, oh shit, Danny Boyle. 28 Days Later, of course. Universal, 113 million week 4. Starring Paul Walker, 2003. I have to imagine this is Too Fast, Too Furious. 92nd percentile. I mean, all my stats have been deleted, which is fucked up because I cultivated those stats, man. But that's a really good score. That's like, that would be one of my highest scores ever for sure. Pretty goated week at the multiplex? I don't think so. I mean, 28 Days Later is really good. Hulk is, I still think, is ass, man. I rented it on DVD and I was like, this shit is garbage. Perhaps it's aged well, though, because, again, there is, like, some artfulness associated with it, but that's not what I wanted when I was 14. From The Conjuring to Donnie Brasco. I got to think about this. Who the fuck is in The Conjuring? Vera Farmiga? I know how to do this, man. Yes, okay, Vera Farmiga. I would probably go Lily Taylor, High Fidelity. Let me think about this. Lily Taylor, High Fidelity. Obviously, that brings up John Cusack. That takes you to Identity. Identity takes you to Dr. Cox from Scrubs, who is also in the movie Office Space, starring Stephen Root, who's in Get Out, which also features Catherine Keener, who's in 40-Year-Old Virgin with Seth Rogen, who's in Funny People with Adam Sandler, who's in Jack and Jill with Al Pacino. Lily Taylor, High Fidelity. John Cusack, Identity. John C. McGinley. Office Space. Stephen Root. Get Out. Catherine Keener. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Seth Rogen. Funny People. Adam Sandler. Jack and Jill. Al Pacino. He's second billing, huh? Donnie Brasco. Easy. Easy. What is that? 8? Vera Farmiga to The Departed. Terry Serpico. Terry Serpico. Yeah, I would say that's fair. I would say that Funny People is kind of like the Avengers for relatively mid comedians. No disrespect intended, but I mean, they're not all mid. Not all the comedians in the movie are mid, but some of them are. Some of them I think are pretty good. What happened to Cine 2 Nerdle puzzles? They started hitting me with like 17 ads per puzzle. So I started hitting them with the not today Fokker. They were farming me instead of me farming them. I don't stand for that. Traveler? I think I stopped playing Traveler for the same reason now that I think about it. How to play Traveler? Bro, what happened to my cookies, man? Obviously, the cookies are still working because they're giving me ads like 5 RRSP mistakes to avoid. So the cookies are still fucking in there somewhere, man. Give me my damn cookies back. I will say the browser's like never been faster, though. My cache got freaking cleared, man. Against my will. Robert De Niro, Samuel L. Jackson, Robin Williams. Title contains a J, K, Q, X, or Z. What are we doing here, Movie Grid? What are we doing? You have perfectly elegant categories, okay? But now we're getting into some chicanery. Like, this is malarkey incarnate, okay? Yeah, there's Scrabble posting, man. Okay, Robert De Niro. Well, obviously, Little Fockers contains a K. So that's easy enough. Little Fockers. So that's the movie I think of when I think of Robert De Niro. Is that supposed to be challenging? 2-word title, Robert De Niro. I mean, I think of Robert De Niro, I think of Analyze This. Double letter title from Robert De Niro. You're lucky Dirty Grandpa doesn't work here. You know, there's a billion. We'll come back to this. Silver Linings Playbook has 2 O's in it at least. But okay, Samuel L. Jackson, J, K, Q, X, or Z. Django Unchained is going to be number 1 here. We're going to try to get a little off the beaten path with maybe like a Black Snake Moan. I can live with it. 2-word title. I'm a Changing Lanes girly. You already knew that about me. One of the most underrated movies of the 2000s. And a double letter title. Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, I'm sure there's a Jurassic Park comes to mind. There's a lot. Let's just simmer on that. Robin Williams, we go The Fisher King. I think it would be silly to assume that Flubber is not number 1 in the double letter title. So let's think of a 2-word title with Robin Williams. Maybe you could go Aladdin here instead. Because I think people are really going to remember Flubber, but Aladdin, I can live with the night. I bet Flubber clears it, man. I bet Flubber clears it. Bicentennial Man. Okay, now you just got to guide it home. Samuel L. Jackson, double letter title. So we already said Jurassic Park fits, but you can do better. Let me take a look at something. Something mid, if possible. The other guys. Hitman's wife's bodyguard does not work. Okay. Snakes on a plane. There's all the Marvel stuff is good because it will split the vote dearly. So if you could put in like, let me just think about it for a second. Far From Home, Homecoming, No Way Home. There's really no double letters in that. Robert De Niro double letter title should be so easy, man. He's in Is he in Mean Streets? I think he's in Mean Streets. Silver Lining. Maybe people won't remember the Silver Linings Playbook. It wasn't that big of a movie or whatever. Okay, I can live with that. Don't make me type Jurassic Park, man. He's been in a million movies. Jurassic Park? Really? I mean, I guess the Star Wars movies, Attack of the Clones, might do better than Jurassic Park. I'll live with it. Glass. Oh, Glass was number one. Saved. How do we do today? Top 10%. I can certainly live with it. Deep Blue Sea. They ate me. A shark ate me. Great Expectations coming up yet again. School Days. What a cast, man. Oh, you can't play an evening with Robin Williams. That's not fair. That doesn't count. That was Movie Grid. Spell check. This is the only one that made... Oh, and now they deleted my cookies. Now I don't have to do the CAPTCHA? It doesn't even make sense, man. Got it. At first, I was like, what in the Game of Thrones is Various? Sorry, guys. You have no sound.
English. Wan. An adjective meaning suggestive of poor health.
Wan?
Sickly. Pallid. The word originates from Old English wan, meaning dark or livid, evolved into Middle English.
Wan?
Wan. An adjective meaning suggestive.
Wan. Wan? That's not an easy word. That's a Beowulf and Grendel word. Wan?
Alacrity. A noun meaning promptness.
Plus 10 attack speed.
Bureau. A noun meaning writing desk. Catalina.
Yes, dude. An island in California.
Francophone. A adjective meaning of having...
By the way, I saw that map that was like, here's how different countries in the world denote a decimal point versus like the commas that you would put as a number grows in magnitude. So in the United States of America and Anglophone Canada, it goes like, the decimal point is a period, and the thousands columns are denoted by commas. You really, over in Europe, like almost all of Europe is doing like 1,999,000 would be like 1.999.999, comma 00. That's crazy, man. We got to fix that. One of us has to change. Latin America too? I don't know. Listen, I grew up with this system, so I can't divorce that from my lived experience, from like my values. I think you're wrong. How could the comma be the one that's because it's called the decimal point. What do you call it? The decimal tail? It's called a decimal point. We call it a decimal comma. So you double down on your mistake, basically. That's fucked up, man. Who was first? It doesn't matter who started it. It matters who finished it. That's crazy, man. Who invented math? I don't know. Fucking the Umayyads or something like that? The Achaemenids? I have no idea, man. The first caveman on Earth who picked a second apple? How would I know? John Math. Anyway, it's just pissing me off.
Servitude. A noun meaning a condition. Malacca. A noun meaning the often mottled, slender wood stem of an Asian rattan palm, especially Calamus rotang, used especially for walking sticks and umbrella handles. Malacca originates.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, listen, what I really want to talk about, you might think like, oh, that's great. Like, oh, the stupid North American doesn't like our numbers. It's not like that, okay? Because next time I go to France and I buy something that costs $100,000, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you $100 and then fucking, I guess it would be 0 cents after that. Because as soon as I saw 100 period, I would just throw a Benjamin Franklin on the table and walk the fuck out. You would not find me on les 99 arrondissements. I would already be gone, okay? So you better smarten up. You're costing yourself a lot of money.
Vireo. A noun meaning any of various small insectivorous American Ossean birds.
That's a gimme.
Hemorrhage. A noun
This
meaning a
one
copious or
always
heavy
trips
discharge
me
of
up.
blood from the blood vessels.
Hemorrhage.
Maquillage. A noun meaning makeup. French etymology refers to a word's origin in the French language. Maquillage. A noun meaning makeup. French etymology refers to a word's origin in the French language. Maquillage. A noun meaning makeup. French etymology refers to a word's origin.
It's not even close, man.
Millinery. A noun meaning women's apparel for the head. Millinery. A noun meaning women's apparel for the...
Yeah! We will not be fucking skunked this year! Millenary. Holy. Malacca, Vireo. Hemorrhage I could have gotten. I always spell it wrong. Macula. Macalage! That's... I'm not saying you got to give me the point. You got to strike this question from the exam, though. Because that's a reported bug type situation. Okay, so that we got 3 of 4 wrong, not 4 of 5. That raises us by 5% right there. Food guesser. Does this shit look like a something awful recipe post? How to make white chicken chili. White peas, potatoes, onions, chilies, tomatoes, turmeric, cumin powder, coriander powder. What is this, man? That shit is from India. Fried lentil dumplings? That's chutpati. I mean, does it look a little bit like a petri dish? Yeah. Does it probably taste good? Yes. I'd have to imagine. Can I say something? And I'll just take the shot at myself because I know that it's going to be like 5,000 white people typing in chat. Look how white he is, okay? We ordered Indian food this week. The curries were tasty. Not super spicy. I ordered for the whole family, so I got mild instead of medium. I'm not throwing blame on them. It's just it makes the dinner copacetic for my 3-year-old. The papadam was the spiciest papadam I've ever eaten in my entire life. I felt like a baby. I was eating the papadam going like, what the fuck did they put in this papadam, man? Like gunpowder? I don't know how they made the papadam spicy. I've never had spicy papadam like that before. It was crazy. It's like they were punishing me for ordering like mild curry. They were like, This'll show him. Also had the wherewithal. I realize again. We're playing the hits this week, okay? Because I'm out of inspiration. And no, the ugly guy did not Uber Eats it, okay? I ordered it from a very sketchy, actual bespoke made restaurant website where clearly the restaurant hired like some high school sophomore to build them an ordering system. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll put my credit card information into that shit. My address. Anyway, probably why my cookies are fucking gone. Where was I going with this? I forgot. Oh, because in North America, we're always like, Indian food is so good, but it's just so fucking expensive. And then people are like, what's your order? And you're like, well, you got to start with the papadam and the onion bhaji. You probably get like 2 naans per person. You got to get the pakora. Probably get like 1 curry per person. That means we got to get at least 2 rices as well. And let me get the gulab jamuns at the end. And maybe everybody at the table can take a mango lassi. And you're like, yeah, no shit. It's like $70 worth of food for everybody, man. So instead, 3 people, 2 curries, 1 rice, papadam, naan. That's it. You got to get that. I know some places it's like you only get the naan, you don't get rice. You only get the rice, you don't get naan. I'm a unifier, not a divider. I choose to get both, okay? Anyway, next round. This is Japanese curry. This is a Japanese. This is a demi-glace. This is a Japanese curry. This is from the nation of Japan. Hayashi rice. My mistake. Hayashi rice is a popular Japanese dish consisting of hashed beef and onions in a demi-glaze sauce. Sounds... Japanese curry is pretty good, man. It's a very reliable go-to meal for sure. Number 1 curry? I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think like South Asia, Southeast Asia, they're doing some pretty remarkable things with the flavor of a curry. I would say like for me, Japanese curry is good because it's always like the same. It's like the McDonald's of food meant complimentary. Like I've never had a Japanese curry where I'm like, this sucks ass. I've also never really had a Japanese curry where I've been like, wow, this is like the most mind-blowing food I've ever had. It's always like, wow, this is like exactly great enough for me to be happy to eat it. Which is, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. What is this, hominy? Beef lungs? Diced potatoes, garlic, onion, aji pansa, dried oregano. That's hominy, man. Diced beef lung with potatoes in a flavorful broth. Peru? I'm insane. I'm crazy. Chanfainita is a traditional Peruvian dish. Yeah, for its unique characteristics. Yeah, it's enjoyed as a snack or also as a meal. It is important for its religious and symbolic. Yeah, we know, okay? Was this a perfect... This is a perfect game. It said Peruvian peppers in the description. Well, I didn't see that. I got it naturally, okay? This one's going to be tough. If you see aji, it's always Peru. Excuse me, Japan called. They want their fish back. I don't know who these people are. I'm just going to say that this is Twilight. The Twilight Saga. Never mind. Wedding Crashers. Okay, yeah. I know you. You're like not Frank Langella, but you're kind of Frank Langella. I know you. This could be 50-50. This could be Argo. Argo? You in Argo? Not in Argo? I don't know who you are. The way the picture is taken, it kind of looks like you have another head attached to your head. I don't know who you are. Nicole Kidman. Okay. Nicole Kidman. This famous... No, this is Eyes Wide Shut because he's the director. That's Sidney Pollack, right? This is Eyes Wide Shut, bro. Too easy. Sidney Pollack. Yeah! You Can you guys do this? Yeah? No? Why is your finger so gross? Just ask chat. Probably because I take 2 to 3 showers a day. Apparently it's giga bad for your health. It's actually worse than smoking, but somehow not as bad as sitting down. It's so bent. Yeah, and yet, you know, you love when Matchbox 20 is bent, yet I'm not allowed to be bent. Make it make sense, Rob Thomas. So I don't know anything about Mia Goth, but I did see the Variety headline that was like, crew member accusing Mia Goth of battery on the Maxine set said, Goth said, and I quote, "No one will believe you because you're a nothing person. You don't matter." Which is like, I mean, obviously horrible, but also insanely hilarious. I did see her speaking Portuguese. I don't know why it's funny, though, because I don't speak Portuguese. Okay, Nicolas Cage horror, easy. Color out of space. Nicolas Cage. They don't even have pictures anymore, man. They don't even have... The color out of space was light blue. 2015 to 2024, Renfield. They really don't have a poster for it. Nicolas Cage one-word title. 8mm. It counts. We take those. Mia Goth. Okay, I gotta think this one through. Okay, this is all the movies I know for Mia Goth fit every category. There's X, Pearl, Maxine, and Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is not a one-word title, but everything else fits everything. So I'm gonna put Pearl here. That stings. And then one-word title. Horror, I'm going to put Infinity Pool to pull out of the X universe. And then one-word title, I'm going to put X because I think most people are going to put Maxine. I can live with that, given that she's young and has a very small filmography right now. I think 18% might not be the high. Oh, she's in the Suspiria remake. Oh. Regina Hall. Always get Regina Hall confused. Is Regina Hall the one that was in Scary Movie 3? Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, you can click on her name. Yes, you're from Scary Movie. Okay. So you're from Scary Movie 2, which would also make you from Girls Trip. Come on, man. And then one word title. I have no idea, man. I'll take top 24%. I could have gotten Little, man. The one where she's a high-powered executive, but she's lost touch with her inner child, and then, like, lightning strikes her house, so she turns into, like, an 8-year-old version of herself. I saw that trailer. Kate, we saw a movie where that trailer played in front of the movie, and I swear the trailer was, like, 8 minutes long. It was like when we went to see, it must have been The Batman, and they were like, before you watch The Batman, here's a 10-minute uncut scene from the upcoming movie Top Gun Maverick. And after I watched the scene, I was like, nobody's going to see this boomer shit. Made like $1 billion at the box office. Saved cinema temporarily. Was like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, nominated for Best Picture. That was a bad read. That one was a bad read. My bad. I was wrong on I was miscalibrated on that one, okay? Dude, after what we went through in Thrice this week, really? In a certain Rivendell summit, Jonathan Rhys-Davies growls, "And my what?" This is after they asked me, the easy clue for one of them yesterday was like, name this Enya song. Hint, it's not called Sail Away. Okay, and my axe. Yeah, that's easy enough. Ever since classical times, the goddess Diana has nearly always been depicted with what tool of her trade? Hammer. As the breakout star of the 1927 film It, the literally first It girl was Diana with the bow in the observatory. Creme chantilly is a fun alternate name for what sugary profiterole stuffing? Cream. A profiterole is custard, maybe? Custard? Insert Haktua reference. Oh, it's whipped cream. A blowjob shot is topped with what sweet food stuff? Whipped cream. Dude, that would be a good bit. Guy who's never drank before and his only knowledge is like shooters that he's seen on TV when the actors have like a bachelorette party. So he's like 50 years old and he just got divorced. He like goes to the bar and he's like, to give me a blowjob. And then he goes like, and the bartender's like, "Sir, may I offer a word of advice? You're not supposed to use your hands." Oh, right, my bad. Been drinking them so long, I forgot how you're supposed to do it. A word of advice, sir. It's customary not to use one's hands. Rome's Third Servile War was a revolt started by members of what profession? Farmers. Famers. Gladiators. Mark Anthony, tell me what you're thinking because I need to know. The SI unit of pressure is named for what mathematician? Blaise Pascal. Of course. You know everything there is to know about that, man. How'd we do today? 12 points. That's a pretty good thrice. Disorderly. Oh, now we're going to argue. Sort these cities from northernmost to southernmost. All I'm going to say is that Seattle is way more northern than you'd expect. Because Vancouver is way more northern than even Vancouverites know. The reason I say that is because everyone's like, you must be pretty south, you're close to the US border. But due to the curvature of the earth, that straight line actually goes like, because I've been fucking going to bed at like 9:30, and the sun is still like, you could go out and do anything. You could go out and have a drink on the patio, man. What do you mean the curvature of the earth? Shut the fuck up, NASA. Anyway. The earth is curved, okay? Cancel me if you want. You should be pasteurizing your milk and the earth is curved, okay? The latitude isn't though? Oh, you believe that? Anyway, so northernmost at the top. I would not be surprised if Seattle is more north than Stockholm. The rest of them is a fucking crapshoot because I am imagining the shape of the earth in my mind right now and praying. Okay? So give me a second here. It's either this, or this. No, it's got to be that. Because, like, anytime I've talked to people from Sweden, they're like, yeah, like the sun doesn't go down for like 2 weeks a year, which it definitely does here. Okay. So let's start with the obvious. Johannesburg is really south. Santiago, Chile is probably also really south. And then, well, wait, Chile is, I gotta think about that one. I think Istanbul would be third. Then Jakarta's going to be pretty south too. I'm gonna send it like that. These are all wrong. Santiago's got to be in the north, so it's got to be like that. Really? Okay. Santiago's south as fuck. I'll just be honest. I don't know anything about South America at all. I know your relative skills in CONMEBOL football. Otherwise, I know very little about South America. And I don't say this to be rude. It's an unfortunate truth. A lot of what I've learned about South America on the like individual human being culture level comes from 90 Day Fiancé, which is like probably not what you want to be the source of information about where you're from. In the same way that if you were from Brazil, you wouldn't want to, Americans would not want you to get your impression of what Americans are like by watching 90 Day Fiancé, because they're not the best Americans on that show either. In fact, the Americans on the show are 95% of the time the more detestable member of the partnership for a multitude of different reasons, sometimes that are only implied and sometimes that are very visible on the screen. But that's fucked up. Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny. You should watch it sometime. It's a good show. Juxtastat. Higher percentage of people employed in entertainment. I'm going to say Las Vegas. Higher percentage of units that are vacant. I don't even know how to parse this one with Occam's razor. I'm already overthinking it. Units that are vacant. I feel like Vermont would have more units that are vacant because rent is expensive as fuck in California. But is rent expensive in California because, I mean, there's supply and demand, so there's a ton of demand. People like to live in California for the most part. But is part of that induced demand coming from units that are vacant? Because they're owned by somebody who has multiple residences, but they're not renting them out. They're just holding on to it as an investment. I don't know, man. Okay, I was overthinking it. I was getting way too urbanist pilled, okay? Which has a higher mean daily temperature in the winter? California or Nevada? The non-desert. Which has a higher percentage of adults with diabetes? Alabama. Which has a higher percentage of people who are Asian? Milwaukee. That's the easiest juxtastat in history. There were no trick questions. Maybe I should just go with my gut on all of them, man. Why Milwaukee? I mean, do you want to get into it? I don't think it's problematic, but I was like, I think of Milwaukee, Wisconsin as like a burgeoning tech city that attracts like highly educated college graduates, particularly in like engineering and computer science. It's not a big difference, 3.4 versus 2.6, but still. I've never seen Milwaukee like that. I see Wisconsin as a state in flux right now, a state in motion. It's, yes, the state has a stereotype for serving a caipirinha in a martini glass for $1.99, but it's also, I feel like it's gaining momentum as a little bit of a tech hub as well. It's the Alberta of the Midwest. Really? You think so? See, there's a lot to unpack there. I like how you say it's not the Alberta of America, because Alberta is the Texas of Canada. But Texas isn't in the Midwest. Depending on who you ask, is either in the South or in the West. That's a whole confusion. See, now we're getting just one simple question, and all of a sudden everybody's getting angry at everybody. Okay, this is this is fucked, man. This one is fucked. I think this is I thought for a second it was Javier Bardem. I'm getting a little Giancarlo Esposito, and I'm getting a little Denzel, but I'm not sure if it's the facial hair combined with the relative recency bias from the Gladiator 2 trailer. And also, I feel like this chest hair is very Denzel. I'm going to start with the Denzel. That's wrong. Born in 1977. That can't be Giancarlo Esposito either. Brother, I got no idea. Is it possible that this is Don Cheadle? Doctor Strange, 12 Years a Slave. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor. Okay, there's one. I could totally see it. I could see it 100%. And Al Pacino. The hair screams Al Pacino. No wonder I was confused, man. That's a fucking confusing pairing. Faces is crazy, man. I thought it was Javier Bardem again. It does have a little Kirk Lazarus going on. This is definitely Al Pacino after they told him he was going to be a father at age 86 or whatever. Hoo-ah. A little Benicio. I wish I could do a good Al Pacino impression because you're right. He does the face is so good. Doesn't it look like he's like, unfortunately for you, those were my decoy balls. Like he's like a wizard about to cast like a counterspell or something. So he looks so smug, but he might just like, that might just be the default pose for him. I don't know. My Vandal streak is going to be gone. By the way, we'll slash marker this.